This is Abe Friedtanzer from Awards Buzz. Very excited to speak with Arienne Mandi about Tatami. How are you today?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. We had a chance to talk almost 4 years ago now, not on camera, so you haven't necessarily seen my face, for the L Word Generation Q.
Wow.
And I'm
Hello again.
excited to talk to you about something very different. And I will admit, I talked to Guy Nativ previously about Golda. I've talked to Czar about Holy Spider and Shada, and I just was very impressed by the two of them. So I sat down to watch this movie, Tatami, and I was like, this is a great film. I'm so excited. And maybe 30, 45 minutes, I was like, this actress looks a lot like Ariana Mandi, but there's no way, like, I don't think that's who this is. And afterwards, I was like, oh, okay. So I was very
Oh,
pleased to not have any knowledge that you were in the film because I had already heard so much about it. And I assume that's not the experience other people have because they know that you're in it and they're excited to see you. But that was a nice surprise for me.
I honestly think it's so cool, like the way that that happens, and like that at least when that happens to me, and I get those little unexpected surprises, it just makes me so happy. I'm like, that's so cool, you know?
So where did this start for you? How did you find out about this and know this was the right project for you?
Um, gosh, it's been so long now since we shot it, and since I got the film, I think I got the film maybe like 3 years ago now, maybe a little more. My one of my agents, Ethan, sent it to me. He was really excited about it. He's like, "This has your name all over it." Layla is an athlete. She's Iranian. She a mother, a wife, just everything that I would want to sink my teeth into. I was really excited to tell the story. I remember. I was nervous. It was daunting. It was exciting. Like I had so many feelings about it. And I just, really got into my athlete mind and put my best tape forward and then had a meeting with Guy and then his wife Jamie, who also produced and was also in the film. And yeah, Guy was just so passionate about the topic and about telling the story and him being Israeli and then bringing Zara on board, her being Iranian. I think I was really, it felt like we were trailblazing, like it was really something that had never been done before and such an important unity. So I was excited on so many different fronts and also just really proud to be able to portray another Iranian character.
There's a lot of different directions I want to go. So the first thing I think the physical part of it, because I know you do have your own athletic background, but I
Yes.
assume that portraying an athlete for the camera is different than actually being an athlete in real life.
Oh my gosh. So very different. I mean, judo was very new to me. I had never done judo prior to shooting this film. I had done boxing for many years and a bit of jujitsu. And so learning, I mean, I had such wonderful people guiding me along the way. We had a Philippe at Hollywood Judo. We had the Georgian women's team uh, of judo in Georgia where we shot the film. And they were instrumental, like absolutely could not have done it without them. We choreographed all these fight sequences and in Los Angeles, and then we got to Georgia and we put it up in front of the camera, and like a lot of things weren't working because the flips weren't high enough, or the just the mechanics of it all wasn't working for the camera. And bless Todd Martin, our DP, he was just in there, and it just the cinematography was incredible. Um, so yeah, we every day we were shifting and scrapping and rearranging every fight sequence that we had spent hours putting together. So it was a lot of that, and I did this thing where I was determined to always be, if I was sweating, I was like, I'm gonna sweat for real. We're not spraying my face with sweat. Like I want to go, and I would run laps around this arena before we would shoot, and then I would do the fight sequences. So I think I learned that I was capable of a lot more than I ever thought I would be.
The accent obviously is something that had me, fooled for a very long time, but
Yeah.
I assume that that's similar to something you might have heard from family and other stuff, but obviously requires a precision to make without, sort of seeming like an imitation.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up hearing my father has a lovely thick Persian accent, so and a lot of my friends growing up, so I was fortunate to be able to kind of have that in my ear from our parents and their parents and yeah, I think I just always heard it, so it was easy for me to bring that to life. And, if there were any things that felt a little off, Zara was right there to which I love her for it. I was like, if anything feels off, you better tell me. And she was very on top of letting me know when something was off.
What is it like working with two directors, especially when one of them is in the film as your co-star and the other isn't?
Oh my gosh. I mean, the perfect we were like family by the end of it. I mean, they worked so well together, the two of them, just watching them riff off of each other and collaborate was really inspiring, honestly, because, being of completely different cultural backgrounds, they had so much in common, which was beautiful to see. And Czar was gracious enough to tell me a lot of her own personal stories, which she's an incredible woman, an incredible actor, director, and businesswoman. She's very inspiring, and that really lent a lot to Layla. Um, as well as, Guy just had this beautiful vision of knowing exactly what he wanted to shoot, the story that he wanted to tell, and corroborating the truth of real life situations in Iran. With Czar, it was like the perfect marriage. It was the perfect situation.
I think there's also an important emphasis on the idea of, Persian Iranian culture and people versus, the current government that is, ruling Iran, which I think is something that is very often lost on a lot of people. And I'm just intrigued, curious to hear what you think about that.
I mean, the Iranian, I'm not talking about the regime or the Republic. I'm talking about like the culture, the food, the music, the people, the language, the warmth, like that is independent of whatever political situation. It's such a beautiful, such a rich culture and over the past 60 so years it's changed so much and it's unfortunate that they are where they are right now. It's really, awful. And I hope that this film just brings a little bit of that to light. And I think people often misconstrue or they misunderstand the culture. Um, Also, portrayal of Middle Eastern characters on TV and in film is limited. And I think this is a very beautiful addition to the dynamic characters that are people, humans that are Iranian people.
Also, one of the central plot points is the idea of possibly having to face an Israeli, but that's not even what, like, that. I think people might expect something different of, like, oh, there's going to be this or whatever. And it's not even, it's about just the thinking about that. And while I certainly agree with your positive approach that what a fantastic thing of this Israeli and Iranian director working together, I assume that there are plenty of people who are not too happy that this project is being made and don't want to take the time to see what it actually is.
Absolutely. I think uh, I think we agreed amongst ourselves that it's this film is a tough sell to get people to the theater, the masses at least. Cinephiles, I'm sure, would love it, and I hope they do. But I think for the masses, it's a tough sell to get them there. But once they're there, I think everyone can relate to the story that Layla goes through, and having empathy for her and her chasing her dreams and her honoring her values and stuck in this situation of what is right at the expense of the safety of herself and her family and her future. And I think everyone can relate to that on various different levels.
I had the chance to see the film as part of the Atlanta Jewish Film Festival. I think that's another place that's like an easy access point for people, even though it's probably not the film they expected.
Right.
Despite Guy being an Israeli director, I don't think there's that much inherently Jewish content to it. Have you found audiences respond differently based on where they've seen the film?
Um, that's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't think I have enough input. I mean, I've definitely heard personally from people who have said, I'm Muslim and it affected me in this way, or I'm Christian and it affected me in that way, I'm Jewish, it affected me in that way, and also just seeing how many people just have no clue what is happening in other countries is astonishing to me, and also brings me even more joy that this film has been made because just to shed light, you know what I mean? Just to bring awareness that the universe is not just this bubble that we all know, but there's so much happening in other countries where people have to fight for the right to pursue their dreams as athletes.
Does working with Czar make you want to direct yourself?
Honestly, yeah. She was she was so um I mean just her as a person, she's such a kind, surprisingly so funny. I mean, gosh, she's just so full of life and loves life to enjoy it to the fullest. And um, her work ethic, just bringing the truth to every moment and every situation in this film, was really special. And Guy as well. I mean, both of them, but obviously Zar being from Iran, and having the story that she does, I think, yeah, she was very committed to the telling of the truth. And that was really special to experience. And also the difference, gosh, it was like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde when she was director czar and then she was actress czar, and they were so starkly different. And that was really cool to see as well. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to direct one day. She was very, very inspiring on so many levels.
What do you have planned? What's coming up next for you?
I am not directing yet, but um, I'm in New York right now working on a show called Your Friends and Neighbors for Apple. Um, Something a little different. I think I'm used to doing a lot of drama, so this is comedy, a little lighter. I mean, rooted in truth, of course, not sort of slapsticky comedy, but uh, yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of it and kind of flex a different muscle, if you will, and work with a different group of people. And that's what I'm up to currently, and we'll see what the future holds.
Well, as I mentioned, we talked before about the L Word Generation Q, and while 3 seasons is certainly a sign of success for a lot of things, I feel like people definitely did want more of that show. And I'm
Yeah.
curious with I mean, that itself is a reboot of sorts. Do you feel like there's more to explore there, and that's something you'd want to be part of if there was a chance to do that?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I had such a blast telling that story and it taught me so much. Obviously it's my first big series that I was a part of, and also being as iconic as it is and as groundbreaking and yeah, I would love to. I don't know what's in the pipeline, but if it were to come my way, I would happily take part.
What have you seen recently, either film or TV, that's really stuck with you and inspired you?
Hmm. What have I seen recently? I saw I saw Sinners not too long ago in theaters and I really enjoyed that. I didn't really know what to expect, but I thought it ended up being like a very I mean the music was incredible. I loved the music and just the spin on a very classic vampire story I think was so fun. So I really enjoyed that from just like a purely entertainment purposes. Like I was so entertained. I really enjoyed it. Um what else have I seen recently? I'm a little behind, I'm not gonna lie, on things. Is there anything that you're watching that I should watch?
That's a great question. I really love Somebody Somewhere, which is over, but that's a show that you can easily get into on Max. But there's
Okay.
so much good stuff out there, and fortunately, so many options and services that you can just find a lot of really great
I
stuff.
know.
And try to go for the thing that's not like the top thing. Look, scroll down to the little bottom to help something else get something more
So
attention.
true. So true. I need to like go look on scour the internet for the various lists that there are and see what's up.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for your time. Very excited for this film to come out and to see what's next for you. And especially with your friends and neighbors just having wrapped season one. I think today premiered the
Yes.
finale. Excited to see what happens in season two with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Abe. I love chatting with you. Thank you. Thank you for all the questions and lovely. Thank you.